Hello. Hey, thank you, Amisha. Hi, Lee. Hi, Val. Hi, Amisha. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Yuri. How is everyone today? Just putting that aside for a sec so that I can drink coffee. I kind of hate when this is not supposed to, like the creamer I put in there is not supposed to coagulate with. It's kind of gross when it does. I hope you guys have your snacks, your beverages, hot, cold, sweet, salt. Make sure to hit the bathroom if you need to. Answers to peeps, but is not a marshmallow. In the province where I live, Quebec, peeps are not a big thing. So yeah, whenever I see peeps, I really don't have the marshmallow in mind. We started having them like in the last years, but I have no like childhood memories of those. And I'm still really big on cheap chocolate, so I keep kind of up to date with the stuff that's in the grocery stores. Ev, you should have Happy Meal this week. I got that meal Tuesday. Oh, awesome! Yay! Thank you so much. That's super exciting. I got the vaccine this week. I got vaccinated on Thursday. The nurse was really, really good. Like, I barely felt the needle. And I didn't have much in terms of secondary effects to date. Like, the day itself was mostly okay. Then Friday, my arm kind of felt a bit sore. And then today, it feels less sore already. So, you know, it's the kind of soreness that you get when you exercise hard and your muscles get sore. It's that kind of soreness. It's not really like super duper bad. My sister is allergic to chocolate. Oh, what? So when we were kids, Peeps and jelly beans were all she got in her Easter basket. I hate them. Did you get chocolate in your Easter basket? Or was that this kind of situation where like, well, if one can't have it, the other ones cannot either? I can understand why it would make you think of the marshmallow though, if you have a bad memories of those. I kind of feel like marshmallow stuff is bland. Like for me to enjoy a marshmallow, it has to be burnt. I got my second jab, Moderna. That's the one I had too. I had Moderna. This time I had no energy and a big yellow bruise. Oh no! Was it the same nurse? Hey Otto! Hi! Yay! I got all the chocolate until my little sister came along. Aww. Dang. I have a couple of stories like that of, you know, stuff that the whole family is made to eat a certain way because of one person. Like, if it's an allergy, I can sort of get it, but if it's just personal tastes, I kind of feel bitter about it. Yes, same nurse, same arm. Oh no. That's peculiar. But yeah, okay, so disclaimer. First, I have a brother, if you don't know. We're not super duper close, so we don't really talk often, and we don't have a lot of interests that overlap. So that's why, like, he doesn't paint. If he painted, I would probably mention him more. But, yeah, so when we were kids, my brother liked his bacon a certain way that I find abhorrent. And we sort of all had to eat bacon that way. And you know, as a kid, you just kind of go, eh. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna eat. It's still bacon, you know. But oh my gosh. Then I sort of went my own way, and I'm like, no more, never again. So I kind of have a bacon trauma. Yes, but I was more tense the second time, so that's probably... Oh, maybe, yeah. How is everyone? How are you, Ito? I'm good. I'm okay. Kind of feel grumpy today, so... I find it kind of impressive how we can all get vaccinated and like we just have to take an appointment and go there and that's it. Don't tell me he likes limp bacon. How did you guess? Microwaved bacon, like warm but not fully cooked limp bacon. If you're not gagging right now, there's something weird with you. Oh, it was so bad. Like, you don't cook bacon in the microwave for like a couple of minutes. It was so chewy. Because limp bacon is disgusting, isn't it? There's a nice area between too crispy burnt and too soft. Like, if you can hit this area between both, that's the best. Hey, YZ! Just popping in to say hi. Hi! I can't join today, but we'll miss you. Oh, we miss you too! I'm considering getting into digital art. Why not? That's fine. Limp bacon with the long strings of fat tickling. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's exactly it. Like, you try to chew it and to swallow it, and it just disintegrates into stretchy tendrils of fat. So, just nope. Just nope. Jesus, don't eat bacon if you don't know how to eat it. I know. Like, I really don't have a lot of food tastes that overlap with my brother, which is funny. I don't want it turned into a rock, but give me some crispy fat. I kind of like it, like up to the point where if you, like, it will snap if you try to bend it. That's like the most crisp I will take. But, like, there better not be too many soft parts in there. I just, yeah. Like Caesar salad with that in there, blah. Oh, another gross one, but I think I mentioned it before. It's the shepherd's pie. You know, the minced meat, corn, mashed potato thing. Well, instead of just corn, like tinned corn, it's creamed corn. But I'm pretty sure we've talked about creamed corn before, so I must have mentioned it before. But it just turns into this ridiculous slop. It's really nasty looking. Guess what? I don't eat shepherd's pie anymore. Like, I know you can make it without meat. That's already a plus. Like, you can make it with lentils. But yeah, to me, it's like, why bother preparing all 3 layers and then going the extra step of putting them together in a pan and cooking that again? I'm like, I'll just cook, like, prepare each layer separately and eat it separately, and it's gonna be the same, except less work. I've eaten bacon once in about the last 15 years. I hope it was good bacon then. If you're to eat it only once occasionally, it's gotta be good. Hey, Boxa Paint, hi! Today I'm painting with the lovely Schminke paints. It's gonna feel so nice. So I gotta thank Amisha again for these Mimic brushes. I'm really, really enjoying them. They've sort of been my go-to brushes ever since she sent them to me. It's like the good mix of springiness, water retention, softness, point, and length of the hairs, and it's synthetic too. So it was a Tim Hortons club sandwich. Oh man, a club sandwich! I was making tea and hearing horror stories about bacon. I'm sorry. I'm glad that you're painting, Yuri. That's awesome. Blame Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. That's where I learned about them. That's where I learned about them too. But like I told you, I can't get them here unless I order directly, maybe from is it Jerry's? Diglix? I don't remember which one. But like for some weird reason, I can find other products from that store on like Amazon, but not the Mimic brushes. And I was like, why? Why not those? Like I can find the sort of Taklon and all of that, and not the Mimic. And I was like, why? And yeah, it's super comfy. I mostly use these 3 a lot. So size 2, size 6, and size 10. That's a really good range. There's a really nice flat. Like, but I think it's a 1-stroke. No, it's a flat. I don't know what's the difference between a 1-stroke and a flat. But it's so nice and it's long, so you know it's gonna hold up a lot of water. And there's also a liner. But I don't really use liners often. It's a rigger. But yeah, I mean, that's a really useful selection, and it's sort of a one of those try it sets, so it's really affordable. It's Jerry's, okay. I painted for an hour or so earlier today. That's great. What did you paint? Damn, YouTube unsubbed me from you and a bunch of other channels I'm subbed to. What? I wonder why it does that. Like, I've heard about this happening before and I'm like, why? Why? Why do you do that? Like, I'm supposed to use the platform. You don't get to decide stuff for me. Please? Hey, Kevin! A gradated sky with a sort of southwest looking ground. Oh, cool! I always end up noticing a couple of sketch lines that I sort of did not erase for some reason. I'm always like, how? Hey, Jill! Hi! Schminke's Potter's Pink is so lovely. It is such a lovely, like, easy to wet pink with the amazing granulation. Like, I'm kind of mixing it into everything. I didn't mix it into the sky, but I'm sort of mixing it into the green for this plant, and then I mixed it into the color for the ground so that it gets some of that texture going. Hey, Paulo, hi! What are you cooking? Not gonna make you type, like, too much, but... yeah, I gotta ask, what are you cooking? Getting paper ready to paint and almost put the tape on the wrong side. Whoops! What paper are you using today, Amisha? Arches, yes! Yes! Pork loin rolled with cheese and chorizo and... oh, dang. Wow. So I'll follow Otto's example from past streams and ask, what was the highlight of your week? I think mine was definitely getting the vaccine. Like, so glad to be able to say that that's done. Finally. Not necessarily looking forward to being told that I don't have to hide indoors forever. But yeah, I think it's a step in the good direction for a lot of people who struggle with staying indoors a lot like that. I'm using the Mimic brushes. The synthetic squirrel. Yeah. I've been loving my new Moleskine sketchbook. It's their standard one and it's so nice for my color. But so the one, like for sketch, the one with the good thickness paper, not the super thin paper, right? Only because the first thing I do when I pull a new sheet off the pad is to put a small B in each corner on the back. Otherwise it takes me forever to figure out the front of my... You need a good magnifying lens. Or to put it really close to your face. Getting to spend a whole week with the 21-year-old cat. Yes! She's such a sweetheart too. I got taken to dinner Tuesday for a belated Mother's Day. Ooh! What did you get to eat? What did you order? I finished my difficult book against... Oh, wow! Hey, that's really good stuff. So nice to be able to say that, like, I got this done. It's done. There. She's so glad I got... Yes, I'm so glad you sent me pics. She's so sweet. Although I laughed so hard when I saw the thing you sent me last night about the seal and how to say seal in French and all that. I was laughing so hard. I've been seeing it all day. Hey, Lise, hi. Mexican, and I got a platter with a tamale, an enchilada, a taco, and carne queso. Queso. Served with bit. Wow, dang. I hope you were hungry. Oh yeah, it's the art collection one, so... Oh yeah, that's the good one. That really takes to colored pencil well. It was planned leftovers. That was about that's what I was thinking. I was like, you definitely gotta have some to bring back with a platter like that. I'll put the link in the chat of the thing she sent me. It's rice cooked in chicken broth with carrots and peas. Sort of a Mexican fried rice. That's not funny. I think there is I think you can also have golden rice that refers to the type of rice that they sort of tweaked with genetic engineering so that it gives vitamin A to people. Like the grains of rice are bright yellow, and that's because of vitamin A that they put in there. So that people in certain countries where they end up having a lot of vitamin A deficiency, if they could get that rice, that would help them with that, and it would result in less blind people. I think that's fascinating. I was thinking maybe this plays turmeric. It does. It really does. I don't know if turmeric is present a lot in Mexican cuisine. Ah, there's such a nice breeze today. Oh, that's Viridian. That's not the color one. Hey, April! Hi! Maybe more cumin and coriander. Yeah, that might be more. I don't know. I really don't know. I call turmeric neon yellow when I see recipes with it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need the neon yellow. Hey, Carolyn, hi. I got my eyes tested on Wednesday, and apparently my vision improved. Well, I mean, take it. Roll with that, dude. That's freaking awesome. Maybe I should have done the rocks in a more red tone. My brain kind of stopped working and went, but gray rocks. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, let's see if I can sort of tweak them a bit. My sweetheart is teaching me how to make frames. Oh, really? Like for art, with the glass and everything. I glanced back at my screen and thought Ev was punching her painting there. What, you don't do that? You don't go around punching your paintings? I use my half-power glasses a lot. You've been driving. Oh, that's pretty cool. My vision is bad. Really bad. Yes, I am today Schminky Paints. I am today Schminky Paints. I am today Schminky Paints. It's a palette I sort of put together with a bunch of more opaque or granulating colors that I had. So I got a free new pair. Free? What do you mean free? How do you get free glasses? What is that? Never heard of free glasses ever. Dude, if I could get free glasses, that would be a game changer. Instead, it's like $500–600 per pair. If a pair of glasses 50 euros or under, they're free with PRSI. What do you mean if they're 50 euros? Like the frame and the glasses? Hey, Cyan! Hi! I still have no idea why, but when I was diagnosed with OCD in Texas, I got a voucher for free glasses. What? What is this nonsense? No, I was and still am blind as a bat at distance. Oh, I know. I have like very different diagnostics for each eye, and once is like twice as bad as the other. So yeah, lovely. Yeah, the frames, the lenses are free and excluded. Wait, so do you have to pay for something or everything is free? -1, -1.5. That's not a lot, I think. I don't remember what my reading is. Hey, Salome, hi! Yeah, the lenses are always the pricey bit. Like, I would always go for the cheapest frames I could get that would fit my face, because I knew the lenses were gonna be the budget killer. Yeah, I can't see anything without my glasses either. It's a bit baffling, I found, how after a certain point, like, being unable to see is still not considered an handicap, and you still have to pay, like, through the nose for glasses. And you're like, yeah, but I kind of don't have a choice, do I? Because if I don't wear those, I'm gonna cause accidents. Oh, you guys got me intrigued. I need to know what my... Hold on, be right back. Sit. Okay, I'm back. I use titanium frames, so they're expensive and hard to find. Also, I have something like -5 and need too thin and pass. Ugh. Oh no, wait, I don't even think it's on my phone. I think it's more on my old iPod. Dang. Alright, so I don't remember how bad my vision is. I think I could find it though. Dang it. I think I got it. Oh, okay, so it's not exactly as I remembered, but it's still bad. Still quite bad. I don't think it's gotten worse in a while because I don't really like to go to the optometrist, so but yeah, it's minus 575 in one and minus 475 in the other. I can't see. Can't see for shit. I still have great close-up vision. I can't see my fingerprints. Yeah, well, if I put my finger in my face, I'm fine. But yeah, things get blurry super quickly. I come from a long line of people who can't see. Alright, sorry about that. Oh no, Steven, that's sad. I'm like a -8. Oof. What I do nowadays is just that I buy my glasses online. You don't really get to try the frame beforehand, but I'll take that over paying. Like, I end up paying close to $300 for a pair of glasses instead of $600. So yeah, I'll go with that. And like, I'm not good at being careful with my glasses. I always end up sitting on them a few times, or so I gotta get like everything plastic. I finally drove in my varifocals, and it's much easier than trying to walk over something with them. Oh, dang. We are a bunch of, I don't know what's the word for it, and we have a kind of a, I don't know if it's actually an insult, but I've always used it more as a funny word, but it's, in French, I would say bigleux. which is basically refers to someone wearing glasses. I'm trying so hard to stay awake. Oh no, April! If you need to go take a nap, that's fine. Just had the same idea. My whole body aches from an afternoon. Oh no! Dang, you get a good workout with this, with all this building stuff. I'm recovering from second jab. How did it go? My second jab is gonna be in September. That's a very bright orange adventure cat. I'm already in bed. What time is it for you, April? That's better than last time. I don't feel like I'm dying, but really. Oh no. I think it's anxiety to get this in. Oh no. Our health service got hacked. Who has the time to do that? I'm not a builder. I'm a work at the desk kind of person. Oh no, though. I used to work at... Oh, really? What did you do at a cemetery? Wow, that's interesting. You don't often hear about people working there. It's gotta be quiet. I just got out of bed and staggered it. Hey, Okuni, hi! They demanded a ransom from the government. Dang, where did they find those light bulbs? But people under 40 not getting AstraZeneca are so lucky. It was awful. Cotton balls. So that's how you that's excellent. Cotton ball seals. Did I miss any drooly foodie news? No, we were talking about disgusting bacon earlier, so we didn't miss anything. What's the best thing you ate this week? We had some really, really great sort of flatbread with za'atar on it. I was 2 summers there. I did gardening and maintained machines like tractors. Also was one of the tractor men. That sounds really awesome. Oh, General So is good. If you can get a good one, it's A++. Aubergine Parmigiana, that's also amazing. A post-migraine bag of chips. Ooh! For me, it was the Chinese takeaway we just ate after doing. Oh, did you tell me what was the thing that looked pretty amazing, like fried and saucy and delicious? Dang, I'm kind of miss restaurants. My boyfriend made really tasty fish and sauce this week. It was delicious. Oh, what kind of fish was it? Sweet and sour pork. Ooh. It looked amazing. Like a proper balance of size, breadiness, fryness, sauce. I had a nice Panagos pizza with onion, shrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, olives, vegan pepperoni, and Daya cheese. Ooh, that sounds really good. What kind of Daya cheese was it? They have like different flavors? No, but really, we had organic whole roast chicken last week at my... Ooh. It was rainbow trout. Dude, rainbow trout is so good. It's so amazing, and it's so kind of hard to get. Like, it's... You don't often see it as fillets. You often see the whole trout. and I'm a bit too... what's the word I'm looking for? But it's a bit too much for me to handle. It was out of this world amazing. Dang! I'm jealous now. I'm starting to think my body is a thing against milk. Every time I have a glass, I have it my tea. I solved the world's energy crisis. They're gonna plug a machine on you to keep the gas flowing. Oh, Jesus, cotton balls. Oh, dang. I think they're mozzarella lighter color. Did you try the, if you find the Havarti jalapeno one, it's really, really nice. I think that's my favorite Daya one. It's kind of hard to find, not hard to find, but the place that has it is not exactly close by. But dang. My hubby bought some wild ramp pesto. Ooh, wow. Is it just me, or as you get older you start appreciating savory foods more and can't handle sweet foods like you used to? Not me either. Yeah, I'm still a sugar monster. But yeah, the milk thing is, I think it's pretty, I think that's kind of the way it goes. As people get older, dairy becomes harder and harder to digest properly. If I need you to paint me cotton ball sales, I need new sneakers. That would be so cute. I'm so gonna do that. Is it better to have a chicken that is corn-fed or just like that sort of free roaming in the grass stuff? I need cotton ball stickers. Just cracks me up so much because I'm like, who else is gonna get that? I have to pay another airfare. Is really familiar with the lactose intolerance. There's so many alternatives nowadays. Like, it's sure cheese is good, but there's really no reason to drink milk anymore. I think milk should go. Bye. Oh man. Apropos of cats. We found out one of ours has multiple food and environmental. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Carolyn. Like, Scout has food and environmental allergies, so how does it manifest for your cat? And in terms of food, you really gotta look up for good recipes for that, because there are certain nutrients you need in cat food that you won't get from just like cooking meat and stuff. Like, they kind of need weird stuff in their food, like a lot of taurine for eyesight, I think, and like a bit of ash for something else. So I when I was considering maybe having to do that with Scout, I was sort of trying to find if there was a supplement I could like cook stuff and add a bit of that in there, and it would provide all the extra stuff that the cat would need. Every time I walk to a local bookstore and they have all the Saima ring silk pup towels and plushes out. Oh man! I tried almond milk, but kind of nasty. Almond milk is not the best, especially if you want it hot. Like, warm almond milk, like say you're making a latte or hot chocolate, is disgusting. It's really, really nasty. But yeah, if you can try oat milk. Oat milk is good. Buy Miyoko's cultured vegan cheese or something else. I don't think we have that one here. Usual itching, scratching until she gets a skin infection. Oh, poor girl. Have you been able to sort of figure out what food things she's allergic to? I like cashew milk, creamy taste. Oh, this is nice, but these foods are hardly essential. Well, it's not about eating only essential things. But it's like instead of drinking cow milk, if you have a need for milk, you try different milks. I really like oat milk because it's really not expensive to do, and it's less of a strain on cultures. Like almond milk is kind of really bad for almonds and almond production in general. It's an evil world where cats get allergies. Oh yes, poor babies. She's allergic to most of the usual stuff like chicken and turkey, even peas. Okay, because I've noticed that there's more and more sort of foods that will just not have like chicken in it, or like just have fish as a protein source, but there might be pea stuff in there. Peas, like pea protein. Oh, poor girl. Used to be really hard to find cat food without chicken in it. Like it was there in one way or another. But ever since then, it seems to have evolved a lot. Like I was able to find chicken-free food for Scout, and there were like options. And I was like, whoa. Oh, legume allergies are the next up and coming allergy. I'm guessing. Really? For pets, you mean? Yeah, I've noticed that. I've been reading a lot of labels and some chicken is present in some... I know. And it's like, oh, but this one is seafood. And you're like, oh, yeah, seafood. Yeah, cool. Like, that's sort of vague enough that they can use all the seafood that sort of gets tossed, but is fine as cat food. And then you look and like the third ingredient is some chicken byproduct or something. The vet recommended RX brands are the worst. Seriously. Hills is disgusting. We have a lot of long rants, a friend and I, about Hills and about how gross it is and how it's always the thing that vets will recommend. And you're like, but it's the most disgusting. It's not gonna help the cat. Never. Legume allergies for all people too. Really? No. Legumes. But peanut's a legume. So that's kind of ongoing. Hills is so gross. My cat wouldn't go near there. I've smelt it, Dominic. That's enough. That's all I needed. And I've seen my cats react to it, which says so much. Because, like, Peko will eat everything. And, like, when we had to give her Hills once, like, we were like, the vet was like, but you have to give her Hills. And we're like, and they're like, yeah, try it. Okay, we will. So we got back home with cans of Hills. And she ate some of it the first time. And she was like, okay, food, nom 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 nom. And then, like, once we opened a can and we served her a portion of it, and she sniffed it and just didn't eat it. And that's just, if Pico won't eat it, it means it's either, like, awful or she's not feeling great. And yeah, they put so much carrots in Hills. I don't... Like, it was food for sensitive stomach, and it was mostly chicken and carrots. And I was trying to be like, with the vet, I was like, but it's possible that Scout is allergic to chicken. And it's like food with a lot of chicken in it. So, that kind of doesn't really work. I used to feed my cats applause tin food. I don't think we've seen that one here. Ruka has Royal Canin food when puppy, and it was probably the main reason why his stomach is so broken right now. Oh no. It must be hard too when the cats never were raised with the food that's supposed to be good for her. Like if your cat has been raised on like the whiskas stuff, they do try to make it sort of better, I think. But yeah, I just wish they would make cat food with less odd stuff in it. Like I understand that they can't really have 100% protein food because it's too hard on the stomach. But like we buy food for the park kitty. Like there's a park nearby and there's a kitty that hangs out there and he's adorable and I like to bring him food. And one of the things we got him is like what is it? It's like salmon and spinach. And I'm like, oh, salmon, good. Why did you put spinach in there? It's a cat. Make it just spinach and let's just make it salmon and rice. That's fine. Make everything meat and rice. That's perfect. That's fine. Crittadoodle. Hey, hi. Hello. Reveal is a great 1 protein per flavor cat food. It's a little pricey. Is it just protein or does it have a bit of like other stuff in there to make it a bit lighter? Royal Canin is the one they put Annie on for a diet and it basically turned to cement? Wow, that's terrifying. My Berman kitty took a lick of Hills and looked up at me. Put the lid back on that! Oh my gosh, yes. It's so disgusting. I'm so glad you guys sort of have stories that go along that. So next time I'm at a vet and they're like, oh, but we have Hills for your sensitive stomach, cat, whatever. And I'm like, nope. Nope. You can eat it. It has carrots in it. You eat the carrots. Yeah, as Science says, mother-in-law's cat has been raised with cheapest food from supermarket, always the same flavor, and poor cutie doesn't want to eat anything else. It's a bit like growing up eating McDonald's. Like always the same thing at McDonald's. Like you eventually reach a point where that's kind of all you want to eat. Applause is good. Like chicken and pumpkin looks just like shredded chicken with bits of pumpkin. And that's actually two things that cats like. It's okay. There's a good chance they will appreciate. Like pumpkin is good for cats. The tuna is like opening a can of human food tuna. Yeah, that's always good. Without being graphic, they removed 7 kilograms. I mean, that's a lot. Poor doggo. Oh my gosh. So Lee says there's a woman at the moment in a Facebook group I visit on occasion that rails and rails against grain in rabbit food because they don't get that in nature. Then she shares videos of her rabbit eating banana. Yep, that's yep. Kind of broke my brain there. Cheap human tuna is cheaper than some of the canned food. Yeah, definitely. It's like $1 per tiny can of food. If it's not more than that. What we give, I don't know if that might help Carolyn, but I don't think we have found the most perfect dry food for the cats. I mean, Pickle will eat anything, so she's not the main concern in this. It's mostly for Scout, but we found one that is chicken free, but it probably has a bunch of other stuff in there. And also it's sort of a Canadian brand, so I don't know if it's you can find it a lot outside of Canada, but for the wet food, we give them, it's a Purina can, and I think it's called True Nature, and it's the white fish one. And it has a really sort of decent list of ingredients, so that might be worth just checking if it's, first of all, if you can find it in your area, and if it's suitable for your cat. It being Purina sort of makes it more frequently available than if it's a more niche brand, but yeah. Saves the tuna water for the... Ah, do you still have the kitty? Cats are so terrible at drinking water in general. Ouch, sorry. No, the one on the porch has moved on. Oh. I love your painted kitty's little rucksack. Thank you. It's the adventure cat. He's always like roaming around with his backpack. But I am keeping the kitty cabin on the porch for the next one. Yeah, I think your place is like a good spot for kitties to sort of have a safe point when they go through their nomadic life. No Catland. What? All the Catlands. That's all the Cat's land. Yeah, that would be. I miss having raccoons and possums. Man, possums eat ticks. Possums are great. Ticks are gross. I need to hit the bed. Hey, good night, Sam. Thank you so much for being here. hope you have a good night. I think it would be a good solution here on the meadow too. We have big head, but he doesn't really want it to be. What? I was making a no man's land. I don't know what. I think that's just because I don't know the reference material. My mom always had a few dog igloo things on her porch, and it was amazing to see what would visit. Oh, that's great. I'll draw the line at the trash bandits and possums, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, possums, they gotta stick to just eating ticks. They don't get to destroy all the stuff. But if they want to eat those ticks, I mean, go ahead. Eat all of the ticks. Dystopian future, the possums have been genetically modified to only eat ticks. Because ticks are gross. Oops, that's a bit too blue. Okay, so little question, guys. What has been your favorite art supply for last week? It can be something you've had for ages, or it can be something new. But is there a thing that you really had fun working with last week? Modify them to stay out of the trash too. Okay, done. And wait, ticks are in high grass, so you don't find ticks in trash cans, technically. We have 5 fragile health kitties. Oh wow! And there is no room inside. Oh no! Big Head wanted to come in with the. Aw, poor baby. But I mean, it's pretty great that you take care of him. Also, what a great name. Alright, so the supplies. Steven says gouache. Kevin says my polychromos pencils. Amisha, my new tube of PG7. The right one, right? That's the one you wanted. Also trying to use small amounts of gouache. Hey, Malvina, hi! Oh, I got new Sonnet watercolors and they're wonderful. Oh, great! Yeah, they're like, you wouldn't be able to tell they are student grades, seriously. Simple 2H pencil from Faber-Castell. Oh, great! 2H, you like harder leads. I usually like HB or 2B, personally. Because I'm indeed. Oh, don't say that. I've actually been having fun with my Arteza colored pencil. That's perfectly fine. Plain old graphite. Graphite? The French showed through for that one. Graphite. And the sketchbook I'm on in Landscape. I love his sketchbooks. Get out my acrylics. Once I adjusted, I started enjoying them again. Still like watercolors best though. It's just a different feeling. Like with acrylics, you can do a lot of stuff that's a bit in between watercolor and acrylics. Like you can thin it down and make multiple washes over an area, and it's not going to reactivate or pick up the underneath color. So that's quite fun to do. And it's something that is a bit more difficult with watercolor. My critters are all in super shed mode, so paint making has been off the table. So I've been playing with mica again, and with all the rain. Ah, yes. Isn't it beautiful? I like to swoosh, like to mole mica. It's so swooshy and sparkly. I love polychromos, but what is the question? I was just asking what was last week's favorite supply, old or new. Dominic says, my Paul Rubens paints, they're so pretty affordable and good to practice with. Did you get the regular set? Did you get like some shimmer, some neon? Crit-a-doodle says, my Van Gogh paints. Ooh. The pans are tubes. Weeks. I don't know, I'm constantly in love with some art supplies. Wish me luck, guys. I'm painting big on a piece, a whole 4.5 by 6 inches. You can do it! I've always gotten such good advice. My favorite tends to be whatever I pick up. I've only gotten things that please me a lot. That's good. No Mary Kondoing that. Can gouache work on canvas? Personally, I would be a bit iffy about it, just because canvas is sort of flexible and gouache can sort of crack. But I don't know. Canvas is really not something I'm familiar with. Hey, Pico! Pico le raton.
C'est tapé la face à la fenêtre.
Bah, toujours. Ah, t'es toute contente! Ça sent bon dehors, ouais. Raton! I got the tubes and put them into pans. Oh, great. Yeah, the tubes are so affordable. That's sort of baffling. And the range is wide. I got a tube set, probably not the cheapest set relatively. Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. Pico, come here, we urgently need you. Yeah, she's doing a bit of window, but I'll try to grab her later. I agree with F. Gouache dry is stiff and it's not the best on the flexibles. Yeah. You're better off with acrylic gouache, like the matte acrylic, if you want to paint on canvas. Actually, does anyone know a good way to store colored pencil out of their tins? It really depends on how you like to use your pencils. Some people will get like just a platter, put a bunch of jars in there, and then separate them by brand or separate them by color. It really depends on how you like to work with the pencils. I used a bunch of tomato paste tins, 5 to 10 of them, to put colored pencils to work with. Yeah, mine are on the top of a rolling cart in various mugs. I have a bunch of mugs on there and I separate them by color. I tried a bunch of things before, but still haven't found the way I will reach the most for the colored pencils. Like I had the, you know, the wooden thingy with the drawers, that's for pastels too. But you can put your colored pencils in there. I had that, but with the way my desk is, there would always be something in the way of opening the drawers. So I sort of ended up not reaching for them a lot, which is a bit silly. So I've reorganized them not long ago. Oh yeah, it's to store colored pencils. Whoops. Well, I mean, for storing, I would just leave them in the tin, personally. Reminded of the $1,000 Louis Vuitton color pencil. Ugh. Well, if it has, I'm really not. What do they call it? A luxury brand person. Like all the Michael Kors or Louis Vuitton stuff, I just, like most of what I've seen, I just find it really sort of unoriginal. Like, to me, there's no appeal into buying a bag that's basically brown with the same repeating brand logo and ochre color on it. Not my style. And I mean, if they sell $1,000 Louis Vuitton color pencil, they're definitely aiming that for a different audience of people. Seriously. Do they sell the what, $500 coloring book that goes with it? I saw Ray Dizzle's video on that Louis Vuitton color pencil. There's obviously just private label. Yeah, I don't. Not here to make some tea, but I just, that kind of video just bothers me, so I just don't watch Ray Dizzle's videos. If I went to a coffee shop and there was some woman with Louis Vuitton pencils spread across her table, I'm sitting somewhere else in the parking lot, possibly. It's so bad. Salut, Pico! Qu'est-ce que tu fais, face de pète? There's a bunch of stuff on my desk, though. Might be hard to get a kitty over here. Viens-tu me voir, Pex? T'es pas sûr? Hold on. Oh, I agree. I don't like her vids. Just that. That's where I discovered it exists. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't really like it. She did the same with the, like a fancy brand found a stylo pen, like a Biro, I think it's also called. And I'm just like, okay, but why? Oh, isn't she the one that got a vintage sketchbook and then drew and painted over it or added to it, like some sort of nightmarish stuff? Pex, veux-tu venir me voir mon bébé chat? Non, je veux pas vraiment, en fait, non. Non, maman, au secours! Ah! Salut, Pex. Qu'est-ce que tu vas essayer de manger? Qu'est-ce que tu vas essayer de manger que t'es pas supposé manger? Hein? Yep, that's her. She wanted to color in. Ugh. I'm gonna wear my fun police hat and give her a ticket. But I mean, it's so disrespectful. Until her comments. Pico, everyone is loving you in the chat. Little baby girl. She bought a vintage sketchbook from an artist, and instead of appreciating it for what it is, she wanted to color in it. Like a 100-year-old sketchbook, and she wanted to color in it. But yeah, it's just, if it came from Banksy, that's the kind of stuff I would be like, oh yeah, sure. I would be annoyed anyway. It's still not good. It's like that stupid NFT thing where they wanted to make an NFT of a Jean-Michel Basquiat painting and then possibly destroy the original painting to make the NFT the only version of it. Like, there's definitely a bunch of smack on the back of heads that are being lost right now. A couple of reality checks. Personally, I won't judge Ray. I often worry if she's doing okay. I mean, I definitely think her work is suffering. Yeah, that's a bit of what... Away? Grosse face? Grosse... Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Merci, Pico. C'est c'est ce que je voulais faire, moi, tout chier la caméra sur le côté. I think the Eastern in me just died a little bit. Oh, I know. But yeah, Pico, I really wish she would sort of... I don't know. Like I said, I don't keep up a lot with it, but what I had seen was it was mostly videos for the sake of clout and hits, and not much in terms of growing as an artist. For being attacked by Pico. She's not attacking you, she's rubbing her face on you, meaning that she loves you. Tu viens de mettre du poil partout! Merci, Pico! Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu veux t'en aller? Bye, Pico! Okay, let's try and... Ray said once that she's more YouTuber than artist. Yeah, well... Certainly the impression that we can get from watching her content. I just don't really like the kind of video. I know some people apparently do, but like where people will go, oh, I am using this set of $1,000 colored pencil from Louis Vuitton against this Crayola set that cost me $2, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, what's the value of doing this? Or what do you hope to sort of, like, you just hope to be clickbaity enough that people will come and watch that. So I'm like, it's not, it doesn't teach anything. It's probably hard for her because all artists on YouTube have such a rush job to get a video out. Well, yeah, but it's like that for everyone. Like, nobody gets a free pass on that. If you're on YouTube, you create content, you bring a certain type of people to your content, and then, well, you kind of have to keep doing it, or change, or just sort of deal with it. What I think is maybe problematic is that some bigger channels like Jazza or whatnot, like, it becomes their whole work. But YouTube is not the most reliable of platforms, so it's gotta be super stressful to be like, well, I got a mortgage to pay, and I gotta figure out stuff for my kids, and I'm the only income earner in my family, and I don't know if my next video will do good because People are fickle and they might decide to not watch the next one because it's not clickbaity enough, or, you know, kind of stuff. Those kind of videos aren't my cup of tea. I want to see artists do art because they truly have passion for it. I know she's chronically ill too. Yeah. Well, I mean, most people on YouTube are chronically ill. I think in the community for sure, because that's the one job being on YouTube that you can sort of manage better if you have to deal with a chronic illness as well. Like Denise has her own stuff to deal with. Like we know Otto has really difficult stuff to deal with too. Like, not that it voids or excuses anything, but that's sort of, to me, that's just like the normal thing. That's just like, that's the way these things are, and I'm like, and don't like how, I don't know how to describe it, the bigger art channels feel too like corporate. Yeah. YouTube changes the rules. Yeah, they change the goalpost all the time too. It all depends upload so often. Well, it does, but you never know. Like in 2 months it might be something else. It might be like regular uploads do better, or certain length videos do better. Like the last thing they introduced was the shorts, where people put out videos that are less than 1 minute. And I mean, fine, but like it's pretty difficult to keep on top of it. And you can either try to do it, keep on top of it, or just be like, I'm gonna do my thing for as long as I can without having to change too much, because that's what I can do right now. Like, if I can sort of have the opposite example. Are you guys familiar with Tori Ann Goodvillis on YouTube? Victoria Goodvillis. She used to have the Juicy Ink channel. Well, throughout, like, I've kind of talked with her a bit, and she's super nice. So we're like colleagues in a way. And I mean, she's been on and off her channel for like periods of time, and it hasn't really impacted the fact that whenever she returns, people are all over it. Like, people missed her and love her, and they're happy to get whatever content she brings back, but she doesn't catches herself in this stuff of being always on top of trends, always being like doing stuff for the clout rather than being herself. And she will take long hiatus because she's unhappy with the stuff she's doing and she wants to improve and work on stuff. And she's super sweet. So yeah, like let's just take Tori and Ray, just because they're sort of similar in terms of being popular channels with fan bases, but their approach is so different towards stuff. Like, I feel like Tori is much more focused on doing art she loves and enjoy, while Ray seems to have sadly fallen into this loop of trying to always create more clout with the next video. Chronic illness is how I got here, and then once I got in a good loose community, I had the accident where I ripped up my... Oh, how is that? How is your recovery on that, Okuni? Are you doing like much better? How is it? I've been into a lot of Billy J's vlogs for a few years now. I don't know, I love artist vlogs. Artist vlogs are a good thing. Like, artist vlogs, I've seen many people with smaller channels do artist vlog, and they do good. Like, they get better stats in terms of YouTube numbers than like I do. I'm not a good reference because I haven't uploaded a lot lately. Like, really not a lot. But yeah, I mean, Victoria's channel is awesome. She's bubbly, she's fun, you feel like she's genuine, and she really likes art. and she will be fair and honest with the stuff she talks about. And that's kind of sort of, to me, that's kind of a good approach if you want to be an artist on YouTube. Whereas always chasing up trends and being here for clout seems absolutely miserable and draining. I love her work, and she definitely is a true artist who is okay with transforming herself, no matter if it affects her self-confidence. Yeah. I haven't watched Billie J's content in a long while. Last time I was sort of checking it up, it was not exactly my cup of tea. It was mostly long live streams and just not my thing, but it's been like more than a year, so maybe it has sort of evolved. If I did an artist vlog, it would be terribly boring. I would love to kind of do artist vlogs, but it's just not really a good setup for me right now. Are there really people who do fake vlogs? Who has time to fake a vlog? T'es de retour? Viens-tu nous jouer des mauvais tours? Ouais? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Pépette? Bye, Pico. C'est le drôle raton, là.
C'est Looney Tunes.
I have suffered in the isolation. It's hard to stay motivated. Yeah, I totally understand that. I'm glad you're seeing a bit of progress anyway. I love it. I mean, it's hard to do physical rehab and to recover, so anything you get to sort of do in that direction is a win. Père Fleur's videos are really good. I really like the latest stuff she's done. It's so calming and zen. It's like, I feel stressful, and then you're like, and I feel better. Pico has a very deep voice. Did you mean Pecco, or did you hear Mr. E? And because Pecco's been saying stuff to us. What do you mean, Kevin? Bailey J? Did that merged her art and vlog channel? Cottagecore times to fake arts to vlogs. I don't know. I don't do a lot of cottagecore stuff. Oh yeah, Mr. E. Yeah. Pickle. Here's my messy workspace and kitchen. I don't have any energy to make art. Okay, bye. Pickle knocks on the door saying, hello. She goes, you're like, okay, qu'est-ce que tu veux? What do you want? Hey, Mikey! Hi! Won't be long till Pico has their own channel. Oh, I wish. That's the whole thing. Like, a lot of people who have who do artist vlogs, they live in pretty places. I think like half of the half of the stuff you need to be able to do good art vlogs is in a nice place with enough like natural light. what are some of your favorite vlog channels? Just for like artist vlogs. Also, yes, Ev, I need to move somewhere pretty. I live next to a building site and an old laboratory. Aw. Yeah, over here it's more like it's like I still have way too much stuff for the place we have, which is problematic. And also this apartment itself is not like glamorous or cute. Like the floors are not pretty, the walls are not great. There's not a lot of light. Amazon Basics are dipping into art supplies. Ugh. Oh, mini small, really? I'd like to do some live streams, but I get so anxious and my hand shakes. Aw. Well, you could always try something really small. If you really want to try making live streams, you could start by making maybe a reel on Instagram or something, you know, really short and sweet just to try it. Mini Smalls, Frenard. Oh, Mark! I didn't know Mark was doing vlogs. Really? I'm so behind on everything YouTube. Mini Smalls' cat is adorable. I love her cat. It's a cute little orange boy, and I'm like, aww. But yeah, she has a lovely place too. Unless I think she was supposed to move again. Gotta go. I'm drained. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Elise. We appreciate it. Seriously, don't worry about having to leave. That's perfectly fine. I really hope you get some good rest. I've done a couple of Instagram lives with like 2 viewers, but yeah, I think if you just want to get the hang of it, starting with something like that is a good idea. You get more familiar with the whole aspect of it, and having less people in sort of having less viewers, it's less stressful too. It leaves you room to try stuff and try to adjust, and like there's less worry about everybody leaving or, you know, that kind of stuff. Mark was doing story vlogs. He would do, let me show you and rip off of it. Yeah, she moved again. That's when she got the smaller art room. Yeah, Arlie Bean also does. Hold on, let me think. I've seen some of them pass in my sort of subscription list, but I don't have really time to sit and watch stuff. Oddly enough, Ray has made a video about the Amazon Basics art supply. She pretty much called them out for supposedly trying to get Prismacolor out of business after the later denied to be bought. Ugh. Amazon needs to stop being gross, seriously. Yeah, Arlisha. Catnip does vlogs. Natasha Newton and her friend, whose name I can't seem to remember. Melanie? There's just another Ada. Cheyenne Barton. I'm racking my brain, but some of them, like, if I'm not in the right mood, I can't watch because they just make me feel miserable. But yeah. Oh, Furry Little Peach too. Sean. I like Raffi. I don't know what that is. Ah, cochonnerie. The dreaded drop of water that falls from the brush. God, otters are adorable. They are. They're so cute. Did you know if you take a cat and you sort of put your hands over their ears to flatten them, they kind of have an otter face. We keep making jokes about Scout since she scratches her ears so bad. So we make jokes that one day we will just find an ear on the floor. No cat's just the ear because she scratched it off. Like, think cartoon, don't think gory and realistic, just think cartoony. So the logic follow-up of that was to call her the small otter because she would look like a small otter without ears. I've dropped water drops on gouache and the result is sort of mesmerizing. Ooh. Ruffy was here studios. Oh, that rings a bell. You should listen to an otter screeching. It is horrifying. Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome back, Paulo. Otters are the most perfect representation of nature itself. Something beautiful and cute, yet vicious and brutal. Yeah. They're like, they fall into this category of small predators, right? Oh no, why did you fail the project, Kevin? That's so sad. I arrived at the end. Well, it's not quite over yet. Wonder if I wonder if everyone has gone to watch some vlogs. My cat sleeps on her back, so I call her an otter. Aww, that's adorable. They have the same kind of long body like otters. Otter feeding at the zoo is horrifying because they feed them dead mice. Ugh. Well, is it better to feed them dead mice than or live ones? I think it's a tiny bit less horrifying if it's dead mice. I spent this stream printing out and hanging up over 80 photos of planes. What? Wow, that's... When Chip's fur is short, he looks like an otter. Aw. Why do you need 80 photos of plane on your wall? Is it just because you enjoy planes? We were not prepared. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm still here but lying down as I seem to have... Oh no! I'm so sorry, Otto, that's terrible. Do you have sort of an appointment to see the Cairo soon? I'm so happy our zoo fed the other's muscles. Oh, that's cute. Planes are amazing. So you're a plane enthusiast. Not till end of July, so we'll book another. Yeah. With all the hard work you do at the other place, like, definitely gonna get some more like stuff getting stuck sooner because of all the extra work. Do you guys have plans for the weekend? My plan for the weekend is to get started on the Patreon paintings that I'm meant to do and that I'm a bit late on. I'm planning on ordering a laptop for digital art. Ooh! Do you already have that drawing tablet? More building work. Oof. I hope it's gonna be a bit less strenuous than it was today. I want to draw, but I'm in such a slump right now. Oh no. Have you tried just moving color around on paper just for fun? Sometimes that can feel really nice. Look after my other half because he got his second jab today. Oh no. Does it affect him a lot? Like, is he getting bad side effects from it? I of course need to do more wedding things. Yeah, you've been progressing really well on that stuff. It's lovely to see the stuff you post on the Discord. I was wondering, did you mention what brand of Potter's Pink you used for all the place cards? It was so pretty. Such a nice, like, beautiful muted pink. Oh, it's Roman Schmal. Oh, lovely. That's good. That's great news. We gotta all support Roman Schmal. The little brands who do great products. They are deserving of our love. I might just play Animal Crossing all day tomorrow. Ooh! I trust Daniel Smith so much. They're always so transparent, and their PR team is so nice, you know. I wonder if they have a PR team, or if it's sort of not just CEO does all that stuff. I also use Schminke for like a stripe. Is it because you ran out of the Roman schmal, or is it because Schminke doesn't quite do the trick? I posted sort of a link to another Facebook Live on the Discord, one of Daniel Smith with the timestamps, and it was the weird one where he was talking about how the particle in the fluid matrix affect the opacity of a color. It was like breaking my brain in so many ways. Yeah, I have like 6 Roman schmal paints now. They're lovely. Yeah, they're beautiful. They should probably get a PR team. Yeah, they should. They should get a PR team, and they should get maybe a different person to do all the sort of weekly live stream promo videos. Because I think it's a fun idea. I'm not sure that the CEO of the brand is the right person for it. I'm sure he is knowledgeable in many aspects, but he's not a painter, and it's not to be like, oh, but you don't paint, so you can't. No, it's not that side of it. It's just that it's sort of difficult to see him use the paints, and then he's sort of not able to put them in the context of someone using them for painting. I don't know if that makes sense. Schminke has a more brownish tone. Oh, okay. Okay. This illustration. Oh, thank you so much, Paolo. Really appreciate it. It's sort of it's a really it's a fun palette that I haven't used a lot, but you guys remember the swatches I did? Or maybe I didn't do it in stream. But these are like not the bottom, but that's the swatch of the palette I have right now. So it's all Schminke, and it has a lot of the granulating colors. This is Cobalt Azure, I think. This is an ultramarine. Then there's Potter's Pink, a couple of browns with a lot of granulation that I don't remember the name of, and then Viridian. And it's a really muted sort of earthy palette. So I kind of like these colors together a lot, but I don't always know what to paint with them. It's the stream with the chemical formulas. No, it's the stream at the point where he has like 3 empty circles on a piece of paper. And he sort of explains that an opaque color, the particles, they don't move a lot, so that's why the paint is opaque. And then semi-opaque, they move a bit more, and then transparent, the particles move more, so it sort of doesn't really make sense. What is that orange? That's Saturn Red. It's PO64. I'm gonna sit on the porch with the brush and my new paint and put just 1 stripe on each page of a new sketchbook. Why not? They should log off social media for a bit, yeah. He's definitely not a scientist. Yeah, but I mean, he seems to have a bit more interest toward the marketing side of the whole operation. And that's fine, but I mean, then if you make a stream where you showcase paints and you try to explain how the paints work, that's a bit weird. Oh, you'll be buffing. What is buffing? A palette with such a nice orange get both my thumbs up. It's relatively opaque. I think that's why it ended up being in this palette. I also have chromium oxide green. Hi. I don't think you guys can see the palette, but... Like, seriously, how is that a bad color? That's a nice color. What's wrong with it? It's beautiful. That explanation... I know, it makes no sense. And I was so confused because I was like... Okay, like, my approach is always to say that, oh, that sounds weird to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna do some research and figure it out. Like, try to find more information on it and sort of understand it better. But when he said the thing about the circles and the particles moving in it, I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's say that's accurate. Let's say the particles will move or not when the paint is wet. But what happens when the paint dries? Then not a single particle can move, so everything is opaque. And I was like, yeah, but does that mean that the paint you painted that is transparent, like the quinacridone red that you painted there, it's not going to become opaque when it dries? And more often than not, the paints are more opaque when they're wet. And when they dry, they get more transparent. So by that logic, when they move less, they get more transparent. And I was like, I think it doesn't make any sense. I like that green as well. Yes! Yes. Never saw such an even green paint. It's such a nice green paint. Misha. If they're going to explain how the paints work, they need someone who knows how the paints work and can explain it in a comprehensible way. That's absolutely, that's so well put. I want to know how they came to this weird conclusion. I think my theory, okay, this is a working theory, but I think the guy gets confused with his knowledge. Like, there might be something related to how the particles move and water or whatnot. But it's not opacity. But he sort of mixed the two concepts because, like, I feel like since he doesn't paint, he hasn't played with colors. And it just doesn't make sense, because if you think that... Hold on, I'm going to find a scrap of paper to sort of reproduce this drawing, just so... I kind of need visual representation to understand some stuff sometimes. Okay, so... Okay, let's say this is the opaque paint. He drew it like a bunch of particles all not moving, so being closer together, and then the light can't go through and whatever, it's opaque. Then the semi-opaque, it was still sort of a lot of particles, but a bit more spaced apart. Okay, and transparent paint was just a few like evenly spaced particles. And I was sort of thinking of this, like, first there's the thing I told you about, like, what do you do when the paint dries and nothing moves anymore? And also I was thinking, okay, if that's an opaque color, like, opaque colors are really, how can I say this? They're opaque, so they're sort of dense or thick, maybe. So I was like, okay, like, whatever. But like, if you take a paint like Quin Red, you can put it like really thick, really like deep in the mass tone, and it doesn't feel like it's spread apart particle because it's so intense. It's got to be close-up particle, but that doesn't follow his logic of the thing. And I was like, So yeah, those were the two parts where I was like, either I don't get it or he doesn't. Like that's gonna pull in one of those ways. Don't really understand, you'll get brain damage. That's certainly how it feels sometimes. Yeah, exactly, Paulo. Opaqueness has a bit more to do with the size of the particle and possibly on a more chemical level, like the types of particles they are. Because, like, you have chromium oxide green, that is definitely an opaque paint, but it doesn't feel like it has much larger particles than a transparent color I could use. Like, it's still quite smooth, if you know what I mean. So, like, there's something, and I think a color that's opaque, it only means that the paint, when the light hits it, it doesn't go through to bounce back on the paper, it just bounces off the surface of the thing. Like the opaque paint doesn't let the light go through it, and when you have a transparent paint, it lets the light go through it, so you can sort of see what's under it. That was my basic understanding of it. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what I think happens based on what I know about how color is perceived. Could it be he's actually an IT guy? So he's neither, Carolyn. He's neither a chemical engineer and neither a painter. He's an IT guy, and that's fine, but I mean, like, I don't pretend I know stuff about chemistry. I ask Paulo. I'm like, Paulo, help! What does that mean? I don't know ish about chemistry, and it didn't even sound right to me. Yeah, there's such a thing as having a sort of a logical brain, where you can sort of input certain outcomes from basic knowledge, you know, all while being aware that you don't know, but you're like, that's kind of weird. It feels odd, and I don't get it. He's trying to mansplain his stuff, and we're just like, ugh. He comes across as quite condescending in a way, which is weird because it's a feeling, because when you sort of just pay attention to his action, like what he says, what he sort of does during the stream, like he's always thanking people for question, and he's being nice to people mostly, but at the same time there's such a weird general feeling of dismissal of other people. Poor Paulo. You get triggered by that just as we get triggered from seeing a red, yellow, and blue primary triad. No! Ah! The live stream yesterday, he was painting swatches of the earth tones. Some of them, like he's going through all the paint range that Daniel Smith has and swatches them like big swatches on watercolor paper. I mean, that in itself, that's fine. But it was so odd because the camera keeps going in and out of focus because it's set on autofocus. And the white balance is also set on auto white balance. So the image goes from being too warm to being too cold all the time, which is not really helpful when sort of looking at paint swatches. I mean, it's not ideal. And then there's sort of no consistency in the swatches. Some of them were so weak. And for colors that I would think would have a better color payoff, like a color like Verona Gold Ochre. it was so light, and I was like, oh dude, add more paint, do something. But yeah, that's sort of where not having a lot of paint experience can be problematic, because you can't tell that the color is not strong enough, maybe. I don't know. I was like, dude, I know like 5 people off the top of my head who would love to do what you're trying to do and would do it so much like better because they're passionate about this stuff. There's nice on the surface, and then there's good. Yeah. Series 1 is for a beginner. Yeah, that's... At least he got that right. Someone asked what this series were for, and he said it was sort of related to the price range. And I was like, hey, you better know that one. You're selling paint. I mean, come on. I feel like we're all reacting to DS owners as if he was Trump himself. Oh, not exactly. Trump is... it's another level. I would never compare both of them, but that doesn't mean that Mr. Dude Smith is perfect. Like, there's still issues. They're just much minor. That lighting thing is to be intentional. I don't know, but it's sad. So he's not man enough to say I don't know, but I'll find someone who does and update you on the page. He does it sometimes, but I just think that sometimes he just doesn't understand as well as he thinks he does. Like the stuff for the opacity, that doesn't take a doctorate to get that. It's fairly... I think Steve Mitchell did a video on opaque colors and how we see opaque colors, and it just from the thumbnail I could tell that it made sense. Like it's a question of autofocus. I'm glad that Clown Fiesta. Yeah, I don't think like with the type of community we are, I mean, of course, there's all types of people, but we're generally not a group of people who benefit from having someone like that as president. Even if it's not our country. Overinflation of the ego is decreased. Definitely. Dunning-Kruger. Ouch! 2 words. 2 words. Exactly, Paulo. Like, I'm fairly sure he thinks he understands this stuff, but lacks all the sort of surrounding knowledge that you need to fully grasp something. It's a bit like if you take someone who has just put a swatch of paint on the paper for the first time ever, and you show up with all the color concepts and the mixing concepts, it might just go over the head, which is why you might end up with people who think that series is the quality of the paint. But where it's perfectly fine to sort of start from that is that you search for it. You're like, oh, is it what I think it is? And you look it up and you're like, oh, it's not. Okay, fine. And if he has a chemist and a geologist on retainer, he could just have them do the content on the live stream. Or at least, like, if they don't want to be filmed, they could just be audio or something. He pays them. Like, could probably ask them if they want to explain it themselves, so it's explained properly. It's like learning about the Earth when you grew up on a spaceship and read one book. It's a very, maybe I'm reaching here, but it feels like a very white people mindset. Like, oh, I know, because I know. And you're like, doesn't really work like that. Pay Jane. Blundell, you mean? Yeah, I maybe I'm sort of mixing stuff up, but I'm pretty sure that Steve has a good video on color opacity. But they're probably too cheap to do that. But I mean, he's already paying those dudes. They're already on staff, so anyway. He's preaching to his choir and doesn't seem interested one bit in I was saying, I was like saying to Otto that I know a lot of people who manage to do like just not necessarily more elaborate, but just like to do live streams where there aren't any weird quality issues. Like the camera is not on autofocus, it's not on auto white balance. The audio is good. His audio is sort of weird. I always end up having to boost the audio when I'm trying to check the video in the editing software. And I mean, it's something he does for his company, so he could invest in a good setup, you know. It's like noticing that people that are DS fans stop commenting on the World Pigment Day posts. Oh, hurts my brain. Seems like everyone who likes DS blocked their page. Well, I mean, you can keep their head in the sand if they want to. Maybe one day they'll reach a level where they'll realize that it was a bit of nonsense and they'll sort of quietly drop him. That must be my problem with him, is preaching to the choir and I can't say. It's so odd. Like sitting in the live stream, you see so many comments in the chat go by where people are like, these live streams are so bad for my wallet, I always end up buying more colors and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand that. But like, kind of makes me cringe a tiny bit because they end up associating the colors with not the right knowledge. Like, do you remember last week when we did the tests with the Mars Black and dropping yellow in it? And with the Nickel Azo Yellow, it really swooshed out. Well, it's something that he said in his video, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, let's try it out. But still, he had it wrong in the video. He said that it was a property of the Mars Black pigment. The PBK11 did that. Like, that's a property of their paint, that when you drop the yellow in it, it whooshes out. But we saw that it's not the yellow who does it. It's not the black who does it, it's the yellow. Like, I tried different yellows and nothing happened. And then we dropped the Nickel Azo yellow and that's when the whoosh happened. So, yeah, so I mean, it's still something that I got from him, like the idea of it. And I was like, that's fine, no problem with that. But it was still wrong. And I'm just, like, it's just a bit discouraging because I'm fairly sure that a lot of our community who ends up on YouTube, like Otto, like me, part of it is loving to share the knowledge and doing the research and the legwork and then sharing what we find. And it's really sort of annoying to see someone who sort of doesn't do all the... It's a bit like when the Campbell lady, Shada Campbell, did the thing with Sennelier. It's like, no problem, but do the homework first, please. Make sure you get it first before you spread it out to other people. It's childish to block the page for pointing out something problematic. Yeah. It doesn't make it any less problematic because you block the page. But I guess these people are buying into the fact that World Pigment Day is full of malicious intent and just wants to sink an American company and, you know, that kind of BS. What's a Papa John's? I know Papa John's is a pizza place, but... No, what's scary are the army of people who say, "Thank you, John, you teach us so much, you're making us into smart painters." They truly said that. And I think I facepalmed. I really hope, like, there's not much, it's not really worth it to be like, "Oh, but that's not true," like, meh. But I really hope that these people, if they keep on being passionate about watercolor, they figure out certain things on their own at a point and update their ideas and mindset. It is really sad. I only ever show things I can demonstrate or comment on what I see right in front of me. Yeah. Just because someone is shooting themselves in the foot, people don't have to load the gun for them. I think whether someone is able to admit their own mistakes or not really says a lot about what kind of mental state they're in, or at what mental development stage they're at. Papa John was condemned by his own company for the N-word, Eep. Apparently the company that he hired to protect him from this sort of nonsense threw him under the bus, as he mentioned. Yeah. Yep. You can't really... You can't do that. It doesn't protect you from being dumb. Or it's a bit like how Chick-fil-A is affiliated with some not really nice ideas. Well, I mean, the people, the higher-ups at Chick-fil-A. Well, I think this is mostly finished. I don't know what you guys think. I've never seen really a Papa John's or Little Caesars around here, but there's not much around here anyway. Dang, I'm getting hungry again. Yeah, we do the same, Salome. We do our own pizzas. And it's like easier to make sure you stock up on flour and yeast than to hope that there are good pre-baked pizza crust at the drugstore, at the grocery store. So we just make our own. It's a bit more work, but it's reliable and good, so. And you can sort of make whatever you want with it. You can make calzones, you can make like pizza pocket. You can make stuffed crust yourself if you want. I just love how some people screech about the free market solutions right up until that same market decides against them. Then suddenly it's the evil cancel culture. Oh yeah. Blah. And you also have people stuck into arguing whether this or that it truly exists or not, and you're like, we got a bread maker and it really helped. Ooh, yeah, bread. I think it's time to have hot chocolate. Woo. Really, Val? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Alright, I think that's it for now. My eyes are getting unfocused. So I guess it just means I need to step away from these bright lights for a bit. So unless you guys have any last minute questions... And yeah, I would call it a day. Okay, so again, if you are not familiar with the Discord server, we have our own Discord server. The link is in the description, and it's a pretty nice place to hang out and chat. It's really just like a good chatting platform. You create an account, it's super easy, it's free, and then you can join up in any of the discussions going on there. There's all sorts of topics from pet pictures to artwork to talking more about the shop, talking more about the science of it, talking about random stuff. A lot of support there also. So it's a really great place and you are welcome to join to see if that's your kind of thing. Link is in the description. There's also a link to all the relevant other links. It's a page where I put all my stuff like Instagram, channels, all that, stores. So that's all in the description. And I want to say thank you guys for being here today. And I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you manage to rest if you need some good rest. And we will see each other next Saturday. So take care, guys, and have a good week and weekend. Bye-bye.